Welcome to this video on basically Elimination Chamber. So this is basically just going to be some info and stats on the Elimination match itself. Not necessarily the pay-per-view, but the match itself. So this we're coming upon the PLE or pay-per-view or whatever we want to call it, and the matches, of course. So basically, first off, Elimination Chamber is a steel cage match, basically a steel cage match. It has the 4 pods, and so basically, also before I go on, and well, in case you've never seen it for some reason, it's, if you're watching this, I'm assuming you have, but just in case, the Elimination Chamber is a combination of the Royal Rumble, Survivor Series match, I should say, and War Games. It's basically going to have people coming in at intervals like the Royal Rumble and the War Games. You got eliminations like the elimination matches from Survivor Series match, elimination matches, and so forth. So, and basically it was kind of created because Triple H is an old school type of person like these kind of matches, except Vince doesn't like Vince McMahon, who was in charge at the time. If it wasn't his idea, he didn't like it, so he came up with this instead. So also it's kind of like Hell in the Cell. It has some aspects of Hell in the Cell too, because it has a roof on the match as well. Plus, obviously, a steel cage. So, how it works is that, like I said, it's 4 pods. So normally there's six people, or tag teams. There's been a couple of tag team ones. So, and 2 start out, and so the other 4, except for 2018, when there were 7, and 3 started out. Typically, the interval is 5 minutes. So the match starts with the first 2 going after each other. You have about 5 minutes for the first pod goes out. So you got 4. So within 20 minutes, you have in theory all 6 people or teams in the match, but it has been some on occasion 3 or 4 minutes intervals as well. And if you go back looking at some more Rumbles, usually the 2 minutes in between wrestlers, but I remember seeing a couple of times where it was as quick as 1 minute, and sometimes if you pay attention and time it, sometimes it goes longer than what they claim is an interval. And a lot of it has to do because of what's going on in the ring, of course, and so forth. But this is for 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes usually. And anyone could be eliminated at any time, unlike War Games, like Elimination Chamber, this is Elimination Chamber, unlike War Games where the match technically doesn't start, everyone gets in. Or Royal Rumble, if I eliminate someone, then eliminate. It doesn't matter if all 30 men or women are in the match or not. So I basically just like to be one of the first 3 people in and eliminate the person I'm with, and have 3 minutes to rest until the next person comes out. As I said, not come on, it's coming out. Imagine Brock Lesnar in 2020, or Stone Cold in 96 or 97, whatever. But we get 30 people in, was able to rest, looking at his watch, he's like looking at his wrist, to say, like looking at a watch type thing. But and typically the match is usually for a type of championship, whether it be the WWE Championship, World Heavyweight Championship, Universal Championship, Tag Team Championship, Intercontinental Championship, United States Championship. They've either been defended and they were vacant, and this was how they got a winner. If it's not for a championship, it's usually typically a number 1 contender match, and usually for it's usually for WrestleMania. Since they started doing the more contender ones with this, it's usually at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view or No Way Out pay-per-view for the first couple of years before you get. And you can be eliminated either by submission or by pinfall. There's no disqualification, no count out. Though there have been a couple of times where people have come into the ring who were not part of the match, or even, I think it was last year, Logan Paul got Randy Orton eliminated after he was eliminated. So that's how Shawn Michaels ended up facing Undertaker at the at WrestleMania 26 for his rematch, was he came in and hit an out and helped Jericho beat him. The first Elimination Chamber match took place in 2002 Survivor Series. The first, I want to say, 4 took place at different times of the year. Like this was Survivor Series, which happened in SummerSlam. I know there was an ECW one. I think there was a 4th one before 2009 that took place, and the only other one that didn't take place before before WrestleMania was in 2015, because they had kind of eliminated, no pun intended, Elimination Chamber. Then they ended up having one like in May of 2015, and part of the reason was because the structure was so big that only certain arenas could hold it. So they actually made it smaller and lighter to where more arenas can actually have this type of match. And like I said, 2002 was the first one, and Shawn Michaels won that. 2006 this is the one for the ECW one. The ECW pay-per-view December to December. This is the WWE version of ECW as well. I might want to point out, because by that point the original one had already been way gone, and each part had weapons in it. I think the first 2 started out with weapons as well. In 2008 and 2009, the Elimination Chamber was at the No Way Out pay-per-views. So in 2010 was the first Elimination pay-per-view / POD, and generally it was in February. And also 2008 was the first time they had 2 Elimination Chamber matches on the pay-per-view. One was for Raw, one for SmackDown. So I can't remember what show had which title, but basically I think one was the number 1 contender for one of the titles, and the other one was for the championship itself. So, at that time it was nice when they didn't have to have one women's and one men's. In 2009, Edge entered the SmackDown Chamber as the WWE Champion. He ended up losing it, and Triple H won that match. And so when the main event came with the second one for the World Heavyweight Championship, Edge attacked Kofi Kingston, entered Kofi's pod, took Kofi's spot, and ended up winning the World Heavyweight Championship. Then 2010, No Way Out became the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. And let's see, in 2015 was the first Elimination Chamber to have with tag teams. And so both members of the tag team, at least the 4 tag teams that didn't start, were in the pod, except for the one for New Day, which had all 3 members of New Day in it. All 3 members at the time were in SSA, since it looks like Big E's no longer in it. Yeah, with his alleged. No, sorry, I'm not going to say alleged. We know it's true. I don't want to go there. I don't want to be commenting saying, "What do you mean alleged?" I don't want to go heel like Xavier Woods and Kofi. So, but and New Day also won this match. So in a sense, they had numbers and stuff too. So, in 2018 was the first women's chamber match. It was won by Alexa Bliss. It was for the 18th, so it would have been Raw Women's Championship, I guess. And she actually was the champion, so she was able to retain her championship. In 2019, the newly created Women's Tag Team Championship was won by Bayley and Sasha Banks. And actually was at that pay-per-view that year, well, POD. So I actually got to see the minute that was the opening match. And of note, this also was the same night where Kofi Mania started. Kofi and Daniel Bryan were first two, and ended with Daniel Bryan pinning Kofi Kingston. I think I started to pick up steam before it, but this is where you could really tell people really were behind Kofi. So, let's see, 2022 was the first Elimination Chamber match in POD, Elimination POD to take place outside of the United States. And excuse me, it was in Saudi Arabia. And then, kind of odd, every single one since then, including 2025, have been outside the U.S. 22, like I said, in Saudi Arabia. 2023 was in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. 2024 was in Perth, Australia. And 2025 being in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Now, some some stats for this. This is for the men's. The most wins is Triple H with 4. Randy Orton has the most appearances at 8. Most overall eliminations, overall Elimination Chamber matches, is Chris Jericho with 10. And Braun Strowman has the most eliminations in a single Elimination Chamber match with 5. And that was the one in 2018, I said it was, that has 7 in it. So, so basically he eliminated everyone but himself. So, because Roman Reigns eliminated him. Excuse me. With the women, there's a tie for most wins with Shayna Baszler, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Alexa Bliss, and Bianca Belair. Like I said, all have one. And Bianca and Alexa are in the 2025 one, so they could either have the most wins or we have another person with the first to be tied for them with 1 win. Liv Morgan has the most appearances at 5, and this is going to be the 6th one this year in 2025. So she's increasing that. So person with the most eliminations in one match and overall is the same person. I mean, Shayna Baszler with 5, and that was what year was that? 21, I guess it was. I want to say, or 22. I'm 22, but she made it all. I don't think she came in last, but I remember her being the case in this eliminated. Then she got maybe 21. No, I can't remember what year it was with her, but maybe I remember that she just dominated them when she got to WrestleMania with, I think, Charlotte. She lost badly. So, if I'm missing something, please comment below. But thank you for watching, and please like, share, subscribe, and have a good day.